Creating content is so much more than just pressing the record button on your camera. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes that the average viewer does not think about. For example, getting your framing correct, your key light, your backlight, your boom mic, all of these little details are so detrimental to your success and are so crucial to get your video out there in a high quality format that will allow your audience to be engaged and to keep their attention on what you have to say. And this is why video marketing and video production is such a crucial skill to have, and it's also an essential component to any online business or business that really requires getting video content out there in order to get that foot in the door and get that client engaged with their brand as their first visual experience with that brand. And the reason I'm making this video right now is to share with you how I got started in cinematography or videography or filmmaking, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same to me. But I'm going to share with you how I got started, how I went from a super beginner, I mean I still consider myself kind of a beginner, to where I'm at now. I'd say I'm an amateur right now, but my goal is to become a professional where I can do this full time and charge a good amount of money for the services and skill set that I have in videography. But I'm going to share with you how I got started without going to any formal schools, without going to a 4-year film school, learning that trade. I'm going to show you how I learned this skill set all from the comfort of my own home and on my computer. And if I can do it with barely any experience with videography or photography, then I'm sure you can do it too. The first thing I'm going to share with you is how I discovered my passion for videography and how I was able to build those skill sets to where I'm at today, to be able to utilize those skill sets and offer my services to the marketplace in order to help others get their message out there, get their story out there, and help them brand themselves. Currently, I'm in the real estate market, and I'm also using videography to open the door, literally, for my audience to view that beautiful home, to view the amenities that it has to offer without them having to leave their own home. They can even just view it from their phone. And that's what I'm going to share with you, how you can turn a passion such as videography into a service that you can offer to the marketplace, which then you can now generate a profit off of your skill set. And the one thing that I've learned is that you should always invest in yourself first, because no one can take that away from you. So that being said, cue the intro. So going back to high school, I always remembered how I was so interested in photography. My junior and senior year, I was in photography class, and I was able to learn all of the little skill sets that go into basic photography. And I remember it was a lot to think about before you even took your first shot, like your ISO that you have to set, your framing, your shutter speed, just all these little things that are crucial to getting that beautiful photo that you want to capture, that one moment in time that you can freeze and forever have an image of that. So I remember just all those basic fundamentals in high school, learning all of that. It was so much, honestly. It was like my head was like, dang, this is so much information to learn. But I remember how addicting it was to always practice shooting with my camera at the time. I had a Canon at the time, that was Sony. And I remember I would always take pictures for my parents' church. I would try to maximize, I guess, the amount of time I can use the camera to learn it. Because I never really, other than high school, I never took any formal education with photography. And I didn't even know what videography was yet at the time, so I was just taking still photos. I had an old YouTube channel called J Cruz USAF, and I would document everything about joining the military. I had all of these videos about when we would meet at the recruiting station, and when we had PT, and when we would work out together. So I captured everything. I even captured my workout videos when I was doing Insanity. I would show all the different workouts that I would do, and I'd put it on YouTube, and I had hundreds and thousands of views. I had so many subscribers at the time, and I ended up taking my channel down because when I got to my first base, I was actually embarrassed because people would always talk smack. Back then, I remember when I was 18, young and dumb, I let all of those things get to me, how I cared about what people thought about my videos and stuff. But you know what they say, if you don't have haters, you're not doing something right. So yeah, I remember documenting all those videos on my YouTube when I was in the delayed entry program. I just remember that feeling, how good it felt to share with others my journey going into the Air Force, but also at the same time help others that were doing the same thing I was doing and had the same questions that I had. And I just remember that feeling that I had, how awesome it felt to be able to share my story with everyone and give them that answer that they needed when they couldn't find it elsewhere. So that's why I'm making all these videos on YouTube now too, because I know there's people out there with the same questions that I have now with my transition out, that I know it will benefit someone else too by passing this on. So fast forward 8 years from 2011, so let's say 2019 now. That's actually when I first got into videography. It's actually really funny because when I started my first clothing brand, Morale Check Apparel, that is when I discovered my love and passion for videography. So I actually was looking for someone to record our introduction video for my company when I was launching it, and I was trying to find a videographer, and I was just looking, and finally I found a videographer, and we had a great relationship. We vibed off each other, and it just made the video recording experience so much easier, working with a knowledgeable videographer and a team that really was coaching you along the process. I remember when I sat on the chair and was trying to give my speech about what my company was about, I was so freaking scared and nervous and like, oh, I can't talk to the camera. And nowadays I'm doing it like a lot better than I was before. Yeah, so when I initially found those videographers, I was asking, okay, how much does it charge to get a video done? And they said because they love what my clothing brand's about and everything, they actually gave me a discount. My very first video was around, I think it was around 700 to 800 euros. So it was quite a lot. It was pretty expensive, but I remember that moment. I was like, man, this is expensive, even with a discount. This is, I can't be paying 700 to 800 euros, or if you want to put into dollars, $1,000 every single video. And this was only like a 2 to 3 minute video too. And I remember thinking to myself, I was like, how else can I save money on this? How else can I not pay this amount of money to get videos like this made in the future? Because I know I'm gonna need to make videos like this with my brand. So that's when I started researching videography and videography courses and stuff. I started learning on YouTube. I started researching what kind of gear I need and all that, because at the time I was just using my little Samsung S7. I got one of those little DJI Osmo mobile gimbals, and it helped a little bit. It kept the videos a lot more, I guess, fluid, but it wasn't high quality like the camera I have now. And then I stumbled across a course called Full-Time Filmmaker. When I was watching all of Parker Walbeck's videos on YouTube, all of these are free videos on YouTube, I was hooked, honestly. I was like, wow, the quality of his videos on YouTube are like, dang, like tenfold, like they're amazing. And I was already like thinking, man, I gotta buy his course. But the price tag on the course at the time was like, wow, I'm about to pay like $800 or $900 for this course, and I don't even know, is it really going to be worth it? But I mean, the free content was already great, so it has to be worth it. And I bought several courses in the past for it too, and they ended up being crap. So that's why I was real hesitant at first, but I was like, you know what, if I really want to get into videography and learn the skill set, I need to go all the way and commit 100%. So I signed up for the class, and I'll post a link below too if y'all are interested in joining the class. It is an affiliate link too, so you don't have to use it. If you do use it, I will get a commission, and it will help my channel grow, and it will help me buy new gear as well. But yeah, I will post a link below. But I learned a lot from this class, honestly, from Full-Time Filmmaker. And it's cool because you can go through the class at your own pace. There's a support group on Facebook. The class is constantly being updated with new content almost every week too. So there's just so much in-depth tutorials and so much knowledge in the way Parker teaches in these courses. It makes it so easy to understand the basics and to understand the little details with your camera as well. And he breaks down every different brand of camera too, so it's put a lot of time into it, honestly. I highly recommend it. That is how I was able to learn videography, and that is what made me discover my passion for videography. Looking back at high school, I enjoyed photography, but for me, videography was so much more, because you could tell a story with video, and you could capture emotions, you could capture so much more that you can't tell in a picture. And for me, I just feel more creative by recording videos and shooting tutorials or shooting informational videos like this where I'm teaching others, because you can do so much with this platform, with this skill set in general. That is why if you're aspiring to be a videographer, or if you just want to use it for your brand to help you get out there, I really recommend you get this course, and I'll put in the link below. From the time I've started to where I'm at now, I've been able to learn so much in such a short amount of time, from just the basics like using handheld shooting versus using a gimbal, setting your framing, setting your lighting, setting your boom mic, everything. I've been able to learn so much from this course. What I plan to do with these skills is offer my skill sets to the marketplace. And that's why my bro Sean and I, we were able to start this video marketing agency to provide our services in photography and videography to service the real estate industry and help realtors get that connection with their client before the client even steps in the door. And that's how I've been able to turn my passion into a profit. So that is how I discovered my passion for videography. That is how I learned videography. And now you might be wondering, okay, that's cool, but how can you help me share my story with the world, or help me share my brand with the world? I'd love to do the same for you too. If you are wanting to start a YouTube channel, if you're wanting to start your own brand, if you want to get your message out there, or even if you want to brand yourself as an influencer, or if you want to share your knowledge with the world, feel free to shoot me a message below. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to smash the like button and consider subscribing. And if you do subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell on the bottom, that way you don't miss out on any future videos. And as always, if you found that this information was helpful, be sure to share it with your friend or family member, because I'm sure it will help them out as well. And thank you for watching this video. If you have any further questions, please comment down below, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.